Want more positivity in your life? Subscribe, turn on notifications, follow us, and all that techie stuff. We'd love to hear from you. Comment, share, or give us a thumbs up. We are grateful to have you hanging out with us at Matt Logan Speaks.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Thought and Perspective. I am your host, Matt Logan, and it's good to be back with you. I have decided that I'm going to go on the road and do the podcast because I'm on the road anyway. And I'm actually in Maine right now. I got to see Vermont and New Hampshire in the last couple of days, and I've never been there before. I've never been to Maine before. I'm in Portland, Maine right now in PWM, so Portland International Jetport is where I'm at. And the thought today is victim. Right now, this time of year, it's depressing. There's a lot of clouds. There's empty airports everywhere with COVID. People are struggling financially because of all the shutdowns and loss of jobs and things along those lines. So it's really depressing. But I don't want you to talk to me about being a victim. I want to say this, I'm like you. I'm not an author. I'm not a poet. I'm not a singer. I'm not an academic. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm someone that is just out grinding and making ends meet as best I can at all the moments and opportunities that I'm given. That's important right now because there's a lot of things that people are just able to sit back and be a victim and play a victim. I have had a lot just terrible things that have happened in my life. Actually, I'm going to let you in on a little secret right now, something that very, very few people know. I actually have a counselor. He retires here at the end of 2020. I mean, a good time to retire, right? When there's a lot of need for just mental health. When my daughter died in a car crash, I went to a counselor and I had to have a goal. And one of the main goals that I had was I wasn't going to be a victim. I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to go down that path. It would have been very easy to do, and a lot of people do, unfortunately. But I'm not going to do that. He since has moved on, and I have a different one and have for 6 or 7 years now. And frankly, I see him this year in 2020 a lot more than I had in the last several years. But one of the goals is to not be a victim. And what that looks like for me is that I have to consciously set boundaries for myself. I have to consciously set boundaries for people around me to not invade in on those things because as he put it, I serve. I like to serve people, and it's really easy to get into a place of just serving, and not actually having anybody kind of pour back into you. So you can't serve from an empty bucket, right? But I want to say this. In fact, if you look at my page, I'm going to say it in a minute, my telephone number, so you can text me or call me if you're feeling like you are becoming a victim and what that means to get out of that cycle. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, but I'm a person who has walked through some things, and I want to be able to help you just because I understand how you are in different situations and how you are in different mindsets as just a normal human being like yourself. My phone number is 507-250-6690. You can also find that on my Facebook page, Matt Logan Speaks. I put that out there because I actually, in the last week or so, 10 days probably, I've reached out to people on social media because I saw that they were kind of in that victim mindset, and I gave them the opportunity to reach out to me. And I just said, hey, here's my phone number, text me, call me, whatever. And out of about 20-some people that I reached out to in the last 10 days, I've literally only heard from 2. Now, I've continued to watch their social media. They're a victim. Don't be a victim. That doesn't sustain life. You won't be able to. You're gonna stay in the basement or in your room or whatever. You're not going to be happy ever if you play the victim card. And I believe through my own journey, the places that I became a little bit more, say, down in the dumps, I've thankfully never suffered with depression, but being down in the dumps, I actually was going down that path of being a victim. Let me tell you what also that people understand about being a victim. Let me put it like this. Have you ever been telling a story and you had a flat tire on the way to work and you're telling that story, and all of a sudden you're sort of towards the end of the story and someone tells you about the deer that they hit 5 years ago on their way to work and it broke their headlight? Poor me, the deer. It was 5 years ago, people. That's playing a victim, right? Don't interject when someone's telling you a story about their bad day or whatever else that might have happened. Maybe they had a bad week and someone maybe they bought lunch for them, and then you chimed in and said, well, why don't you buy me lunch because blah, 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 blah a month ago. Well, that's playing a victim. Do you understand the point? And if you continue to play that victim, people are going to figure that out, and they're going to never buy you lunch, and they're going to never want to listen to you anymore either. So when I would go down those paths, I have people that I ask to hold me accountable to that I want them to tell me, look, you're going down that path of victim. Stop, pay attention, don't play that card. There are victims. People really have things happen to them that are completely out of their control, like things that have happened to me. But being and playing the victim and using that card for sympathy or for anything else that is personal gain, don't call me, don't text me, because I'm not gonna, that's not my thing. I'm gonna actually try to help you get past those things though. So once again, call me, text me. I'll be happy to give you my 12.5 cents like I just did today. So during this season of Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever it is that you celebrate, remember, don't be a victim. Step forward and say, no more. I've got this. I've got people around me I'm going to reach out to like myself, and I'm moving forward. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Actually, I have a video that says hammer the like button, hammer the share button, hammer a comment out. We really appreciate it. It helps us grow, and we'll see you next time.